Hi everyone, and welcome back to Easy Cooking with Linda B. Throughout the years, I have collected numerous magazines, all the recipe magazines you could find. Taste of Home, Martha Stewart, and Better Homes and Gardens, you name it, I have it. Anyway, the other day I was looking through the Better Homes and Garden magazine because I'm looking for some desserts that I could make for the fall of the year, which are kind of light and simple to make. Well, I came across this one out of this magazine from November of 2020, and it is called Orange Glazed Cake with Cranberry Curd. This recipe was written by Jerrelle Guy. Okay, before I get started on the recipe, I want to give a shout out to some very important people in my life right now because I have been suffering from chronic back pain and I'm now in physical therapy. So I want to thank Jason, my physical therapist, and also his lovely girls in the front office, Ada and Kara. You guys are great. Thank you so much for helping me out. All right, now the first thing we have to do is prepare our pan. Here I have a 9-inch springform pan with a removable bottom. So what I've done is I buttered the sides of the pan, buttered the bottom, and then I cut parchment paper to fit to the bottom of the pan and buttered that. Now, first thing we will do before we make our cake is we are going to layer it with almonds. These almonds I had toasted in the pan until they're lightly golden brown and threw off a nice nutty smell. So the recipe calls, I believe, for a quarter of a cup on the bottom, but I think we're going to need a little bit more. So here what I will do is sprinkle them on the bottom because what I want to do is make a nice layer. I'm probably going to need to use most of this. I'll work on that and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all put together. All right, so here I have the bottom layer of the springform pan lined with sliced almonds. That's all set. I'm going to set my pan aside because now what I will do is make my cranberry sauce. Okay, so I'm going to use my Ninja for this. You can use a blender or food processor. So here I have a cup of canned whole cranberry sauce. Now, if you have some homemade sauce, that's even better. Then it calls for 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. I'm going to put that right in there. Along with a pinch of kosher salt. Like that. Okay, so what I will do is proceed to put the top on, and I'm going to get this blended, and I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so here in my Ninja, I've already blended together the salt, the cornstarch, and the cranberry sauce. And then I'm going to pour this in here. Try to anyway. And the idea behind this is just to get that lump out of there and any seeds that may be left behind. We don't want that as part of the curd. So just going to push this through. You're going to have to work at it a little. Okay, so now as you can see, this is what's left behind. That's all the seeds and the chunkier part of the cranberries. Now in this bowl, I have a beautiful, silky smooth curd. So now we're going to set that aside. I'm going to discard this. Now we're going to go on to make the cake. All right, now to make the cake, what we want to do first is do all our powdered mix together. So in this bowl, I'm taking, 1 cup of flour. This is just all-purpose flour. And in here, I have a 1/2 cup of almond flour. Put that in here. And also a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And with your whisk, just mix the flours and the salt together. Oh, and I almost forgot one thing. It's very important. I have a teaspoon of baking powder that I'm going to now add into here, and I'll mix it together. All right, now for the wet ingredients, in a bowl, you'll need 1 cup of sugar. and 2 whole eggs and 1 egg yolk. These all came to room temperature too. 1 tablespoon of orange zest. You could add more if you like. Half a teaspoon of almond extract, like that. Okay, so what you want to do now is incorporate these ingredients together. So you want to whisk them until they're combined. What I have here is a half a cup of freshly squeezed orange juice. So it was 2 oranges that gave me that amount. Pour that right in here. And this is 5 tablespoons of butter that's been melted and cooled. Put that right in there. And now whisk this all together. All right, so this is combined very well. So now what we want to do is take our dry ingredients, put it into the wet, and now you're going to whisk this until it's just combined. Okay, so as you can see, the batter is nice and thick. This is our cake batter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pour the batter over the almonds in our springform pan. Okay, so that's the batter, and as you can see, it actually spread out pretty nice. I don't have to worry about going in with a spatula at this point. So the next step is to take the beautiful cranberry curd and with a spoon, drop it on the top. With my offset spatula, just dragging it across the top like that. I think that's good right there. And now I will put some more sliced almonds on top, sprinkle them all over. Like that. You don't have to completely cover the whole cake. Okay. And now to finish it off, before it goes into the oven, I do have the oven set at 350 degrees. This is going to go in the oven for, I believe, 30 to 35 minutes. Sprinkle a little bit of granulated sugar all over the top, like this. It calls for 2 teaspoons. Good, I'm going to put it in the oven, bake it up. I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Here it is, hot out of the oven. So now what we will do is place it on a wire rack and let it cool completely, and then we'll slice into it and go for a taste test. Okay, so the cake is now fairly cooled. I'm a little impatient. So I unmolded it from the spring form, and now what I will do is put some powdered sugar all over the top. Okay, and here's a slice. It looks amazing. You could see the cranberry puree, or curd, I should say, with the almonds and the cake, and now it's time to taste it. Mmm. Mmm. It's very good. It's not overly sweet. The cranberry curd is just delightful. The orange juice helps to soften out and round out that flavor. And the cake is good. It's very light and it's airy. So I hope you enjoyed watching me make this beautiful almond cake with cranberry curd. And if you like the content, please subscribe, hit the like button. That does help my channel to grow. And I want to thank you all very much for watching. And remember, enjoy life and never stop learning. Bye now.